Hey there, welcome to the solstice, the winter solstice. I hope you're doing great. Today is the darkest day of the year. It is the day of the year that has the most night and the least amount of day. The good news of this is that the sun is now going to start taking over again starting tomorrow. The sun is now going to start increasing the amount of time that we see it during the day, and it always feels to me like it takes such a short period of time for the sun to go into hiding and such a long period of time for it to come back. But that is just because that's my own personal perception, but you may share that. So let's see where we go. I was talking, I did not record. I spent a whole 15 minutes talking about the Saturn square Uranus moving away from us, and now us seeing that the innovation is now becoming the mainstream kind of thing. None of it got recorded. So one of the things that says to me is that that is a message that may have already been delivered. So let's move on, shall we? Transformation, beautiful energy, vast vistas, expand your horizons. Yeah, I believe that's true. And navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So that is not at all the message that I was talking about. And when stuff like that happens, I'm just like, you know what? It's done. It's time to move on to a new message. This is about a fresh new way of living that is emerging. And I do have this experience, or I have been having this experience of no longer being worried about what I was worried about in 2022, seeing that those things were old concerns or not a concern at all. I spent a lot of energy on some things this year that really didn't amount to a hill of beans. So let's look forward, shall we, into 2023. I'm doing right now a 2023 forecast. The North Node is going to be moving from Taurus into Aries in the middle part of 2023. So I will be putting up a video on Thursday about how that will impact all of y'all. So take a look for that. It's going to show up on Thursday morning, I believe. Thought it was a good time to do that video. Let's see where we go. All right, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups underneath the star. Okay, let's talk about this. The Seven of Swords and the Ace of Swords here. I feel like there's going to be a lot of clarity for you around relationships that were very much clouded in mystery. I'm not getting really the sense that someone lied, but I do feel like there might be, some of you might feel a little bit betrayed. But it was just that this person wasn't telling you the truth because they didn't want to hurt your feelings or something like that. There's a sense of compassion. And yes, the truth is going to come out. It may be a little bit painful or something like that, but I wouldn't blame this other person so much. I feel like they just, they were trying to spare your feelings or something like that. So 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands, the Page of Swords. For others of you who have been dealing with people who are been manipulative or been, lying for their own purposes, I think you really see that now. I don't think you think these people are bad people. I really don't. But I do think that you see them now. And I think there's a sense of turning away from that. There's a real shift, a transformation from allowing yourself to be duped and not allowing it anymore. Just kind of like, listen, I know this is what's going on, and we're not going to do this anymore. There's a little bit of that, okay? 5 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the 10 of Cups, King of Cups, Page of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. So there is a bit of an ending here for some of you who may, some of you may have had relationships where you know what's going on and they know what's going on, but nobody's talking about it. And your part of the lie is to pretend that nothing is going on. Okay? It's to pretend. And I just feel like this energy, there's something here about it gets shown to you. I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday, And he said, you know, mirrors don't apologize. They just reflect back to you what's there. And some of us don't look in the mirror. Now, this could be about you lying to you, but it can also be about you recognizing that someone has been taking advantage of you. And there's something you got out of it. So you might have not really purposefully said to that person, this has got to stop, or you might not have really had a row about it or anything like that. I feel like that's coming to an end. I feel like this Ace of Swords is such a big part of the starting off the solstice of like, hey, you know what? We're in the dark a lot longer than we usually are, but I'm not going to stay there. Ace of Swords. I am going to see the truth regardless of how much dark someone puts around it, or regardless of, I think, the social acceptability of that lie, whatever that is. Someone has definitely taken advantage of your good nature. And I think now it's like, you're going to agree to not to agree to disagree. You're going to just be like, all right, we're moving on from this now. I almost don't get the feeling. I do think that there's an apology, or there's some kind of détente here. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. All of the people of the Cups energy, plus the 10 of Cups here. The pages, the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. There's just this sense of, the thing I need to speak to you about, I'm going to soften it. I'm not going to be so harsh about it, because I don't want to stay in it. There's no need to stay in it. So that's the thing that's moving you beyond it. Like, we've all had the experience of staying in a relationship that, oh gosh, this seems so harsh, but like, it's not built on a lie, but like has a lie at the heart of it. That it didn't start quite okay, or that it was a little bit hinky, or that somebody else got hurt because of this. There's some kind of foundational flaw in this relationship that needs reckoning right now. So, for example, you might be married for a good long time, but that relationship started off maybe as a third party or something like that. And something is going to come back around right now that you need to clear that. At least acknowledge it. With compassion, right? With compassion. There's a lie at the heart of this. And we need to, in order to get to 10 of Cups, in order to move forward toward our best lives, toward our best versions of ourselves, we cannot go one step further without acknowledging the kernel of distrust or lack of honesty or lie or betrayal that is at the core of my existing happiness. That has to be vacated in order for us to move forward. So please clarify the 5 of Swords for me. This is a very different reading. 8 of Wands, Justice, the 2 of Swords, and the 6 of Cups. Yeah, there's some kind of, some of you might have a childhood sweetheart that you're married to now, and there was some kind of connection during, a reunion or something like that that wasn't quite okay. Some of you might be talking to your current spouse when it wasn't quite okay to do that. That is being balanced now. And I feel like it's almost like I don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I don't think that there's not a real chance that anything bad is going to happen to this relationship. But in order for it to grow, it has to be recognized and eradicated and apologized for, or something like that. There's a reckoning here that needs to happen. Justice is showing up. What about the 5 of Wands? 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the Tower. My goodness, Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you might have a business built on some kind of lower vibration, and that needs to be rectified based on your new wisdom. Okay, the Hermit here and the Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You're going in a really good direction here, but all these fives are telling me what's missing. Five of Cups. All of these fives are telling me that it was on shaky ground, baby. Whatever's on shaky ground needs to get on solid ground right now, or that's not going to survive. It may not be a big price to pay to get it off shaky ground. It might just be a, hey, I need to tell you the truth about something. I need to express the truth. Or, hey, do you remember how this got started? I feel like I need to balance that karma, or something like that. In your work too, like I have a friend, an old friend, a long time ago, whose business was started based on taking a business from another person by some very hinky means. Okay. And, okay, their platform is business, but I can see where that has come back around to kind of bite him in the ass later on. And so this is basically a spiritual awakening moment to say, if there is anything that you have built that started off in not such a kosher way, now's the time. Now is the time, now is the hour to make amends, to not smooth it over, not wallpaper over the cockroaches, but really say, okay, this is a thing that happened. I'm going to release it. I'm going to ask for forgiveness. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to forgive somebody else. It's time. Okay? Because you're going in a new direction here. The Six of Swords and the Ten of Cups. We're moving on from this. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Some of you could also be on the flip side of this, where you have a connection with a twin flame or a connection with a love that you have been holding space for, and what's going on isn't okay. Meaning the other person is continuing to be in another relationship that is has been based on subterfuge or cheating or whatever it is. And you know that. And it's time to come to terms with it in some important way, because I feel like the next stage is going to require you to have either forgiven something or to get forgiveness. The next stage requires solid ground. Okay, so we're going to move on and see what the next stage is and where we go with this. This is showing up to me to say, rectify this past behavior, this lie or being lied to or something like that. Clear this up, because we've got places to go. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me on this solstice day. Let's see where we go. If you're part of Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.